right, boys, today we're going to be going over 10 cards, 10 of my favorite, 10 of the best, and 10 even must-have cards. Now, how I'm going to do this video as well, we're going to split it up offense and defense 5 and 5, and we're going to get it started with the offensive side of the ball. So one of the very first things we're going to talk about, this is just an overall, like, if you want like a must-have player. For the example, we'll use Jason Kelce, but what you want on the offensive line, 0 AP secure protector. That's really all you need. The individual card, in my opinion, really doesn't matter. It's just getting that base ability. It helps a lot versus the D-line X factor. It's not a direct counter every single play. Like, you can still sometimes get insta-shedded, but it is a night and day difference compared to it on, compared to it off. And also Jason Kelce, the like dream ability stack, in my opinion, for an offensive lineman is secure protector and all day. Because in theory, secure protector should win off the jump, and then all day should give you more time after that. That's why I really like that combo. And some other offensive linemen with 0 AP secure pro. They're kind of expensive now. We got Andrew Thomas. Larry Allen did get Redux. He'll eventually be cheaper in the future. Rob Havenstein, and also the Super Bowl token Andrew Whitworth, all get it for 0. Hopefully soon they start releasing some cheaper options, because I mean, Kelce and also Larry Allen being like 5 mil total is kind of ridiculous. And also, I'm not gonna have a quarterback today, which might be crazy, but when I think of like 10 of the best, 10 of the must-have players, it's like they are like clear-cut, like game changers, best of position. I think 3 options are Michael Vick, Bo Jackson, Big Ben. You have different reasons for running all of them, and eventually Joe Burrow when he does drop. I could just get a cop-out and say Vick, but I mean, Vick has his weaknesses as well, so I'm just not including a quarterback today. But running back, we have a tie. Eric Dickerson, 98 speed, 96 acceleration. He is 6'3", and he's even a pretty decent receiver as well. For abilities, he does get that jukebox for 0. That's what I'm looking for on running backs. Also gets human joystick, also does get energizer as well. Now with the token, I think he's number 1 because he can either get freight train that starts on, or he can get that angry runs NFL combine X factor, which also Bo Jackson can get. So these are my 2 like must-have running backs. It's one or the other. 98 speed, 99 acceleration for Bo. He is a little bit shorter, so I think the taller players, their juke animations are better, and he's also a decent receiver as well, and he can also get that evasive for 0 AP. Missed out on the human joystick and the energizer, but he does get the angry runs X factor as well. So I really think it's Bo or Dickerson. Without the token, Bo's better. With the token, I think Eric Dickerson's better. That's why they're tied for me. Now another person we're gonna have right here is Calvin Johnson. Now he's not fully revealed on mut.gg, but this card is amazing. We'll go over his abilities first, right? So red zone threat for 0. He does get that deep elite as well. Route tech for 1 AP. Third down threat for 0, but again, gets that jukebox for 0 AP. And he's 6'5", so even taller than Randy Moss. Again, his juke animations are going to be ridiculous. 99 speed, basically just a perfect receiver. And like I was saying, you could have Randy Moss right by him. I'm going to say Calvin is the better option, so I'm going to include him on this list. And you could have Calvin and Randy instead of the next receiver we're going to cover. Now, another one of my favorite receivers in the game, Stefon Diggs. Love this card. He's 2 mil. He's 6 foot, 98 speed. The reason why I really like him, first off, he does hit all the route running threshold. Pretty much every receiver is. He is the only receiver in the game right now to get route tech for 0 AP. He also gets deep elite as well. I feel like the deep elite helps to get better sideline animations, but the route tech for 0. Look, everyone in the game gets it for 1 AP. Only one in the game for 0. Now, the reason why I think that's so good is a lot of the meta of the game right now, I don't want to say random man-ups, but kind of like random man-ups to like a lot of receivers that are running corner routes. A popular way to stop corner routes is basically playing a cover 3 shaded down defense where the hard flat guards the flat. You then bracket the corner route with like a third and inside third, and then you man up the receiver you think that's going to be on the corner route. Pretty popular way to go about defending it, and it is pretty effective with some of the corners we do have now. It's just if they don't have like the 1-step head, they don't have, you know, the inside shade, which a majority of people like manning stuff up, they're not going to have that. So Stefon Diggs is just like the card that's going to fry man coverage. And since switching to a master tactician quarterback, meaning I don't need the 0 AP apprentice receivers, have loved Stefon Diggs, man. One of my favorite cards in the game. And now that he's not a Bill, I can root for him in real life too. No, I'm just kidding. For real though, I really do like this card. I think he's one of the best in the game. Now we're going to talk about tight end. There is a game changer in my opinion, Tony G. Now, a lot of people will say this card is great for one reason that we'll talk about in a second, but I actually have a different opinion on why I think this card is so good. So 6'5", 243, 97 speed. The route runnings are amazing. The run block isn't fantastic, but what if I told you he's still one of the best blocking tight ends in the game? We'll get to that in a second with his abilities. So X factor wise, He can potentially get the momentum shift as well. You could treat this card as a card that doesn't even play, by the way, meaning you come out in any offensive set, you call timeouts, you get false starts, and basically sub him out ever so often, like every, like, I don't know, I guess it'd be like 8 plays to wipe the defense's X Factor progress. You could do that, is 2 AP, or just his base abilities, right? Red zone threat for 0. I mean, the KOs kind of neutralize that, so I don't think that's crazy. The jukebox for 0 is why a lot of people love this card, and don't get me wrong, really, really great. Also, you can combo that with leapfrog, which you can like jurtle into people. You don't really have to worry about fumbling at that point. But the biggest thing for me, the reason why I love this Tony G card, secure protector for 1 AP on the tight end. The reason why I really like this, again, I talked about it with the offensive line. It is sort of 50-50 versus the D-line X Factor still, and his ratings aren't up to par with the D lineman anyway, but it can do a great job versus inside stuff, no outsiders in the run game. So that's why I still think he's a great blocker with that secure protector. Also, again, you can block your tight end in pass pro. He won't get pancaked, which I think is a really big thing. So, and we go to discounted players, like let's just go to what's called tight end and say like wide receiver, right? You can see, I mean, Aiden Hutchinson gets it, I believe, for what, 2 AP? Yeah, he does. Tony G is the only like AP sub that is actually great. Like I run secure protector and jukebox on him, and I love this card. Now we're transitioning to the defensive side of the ball, and one of my favorite cards in the game, period. And just like kind of an overview of defensive lineman, we could really go D-line X Factor right here, including like dual threat. Recently, a lot of people, it hasn't been the Colossus, it hasn't been the unstoppable force. A lot of people are switching to dual threat on the defensive line, and that's one of the best pass rush X Factors in the game. But as an overview, like must-have player like Aaron Donald, this card is ridiculous, man. 96 speed, 99 acceleration, just the pass rush, the stats are amazing. But at this point, really, for almost every position, stats aren't the thing that really matters. It's all about abilities. Whether you want to run a D-line X Factor like momentum shift to help you wipe out the offense's X Factors, or if you want to run unstoppable force, both of these are great. You can do either or. But the big thing for me and why I just think this card is so elite is his abilities. Now, we can get relentless for 0 in another bucket. So relentless for 0, that is also a pass rush X Factor, by the way. And this means his pass rush attempts are free, meaning he's not going to use pass rush points for that, which just overall, like as an overview, makes him a great pass rusher. So he can get inside stuff for 0, which is great. He can get secure tackler for 0. That's a stack I run on him, but he also does get the edge threat elite, which is a really popular thing to run on defense right now, especially with the amount of people that are still rocking Bo Jackson as a quarterback. And even if Bo Jackson has that track card to up his throw under pressure, this ability can do great for non-fearless quarterbacks. You can maybe get a throw under pressure, like random inaccurate pick 6 or just a turnover. So that's why I think Aaron Donald is so valuable. And he's just kind of like the best example of a D-line X Factor, edge threat elite, and also inside stuff for 0. Like he is just amazing. I also really love that JJ Watt card as well, but he didn't make the list for me today. Now we're going to be talking about a corner. My favorite one in the game, the person that I think is the best, is Tariq Woolen. Tariq Woolen is not the best from an ability standpoint, but let's talk about it. So 98 speed, 96 acceleration. The big thing is being 6'4", man. Like that height is ridiculous on DBs. Like his range is unreal. He just gets the balls that really like no one else can. And also his basically 20-yard zone drop is going to play like other people's 35-yard zone drop because of his player model. Like he is just absolutely unreal. And he can also get that universal coverage as well. So you can run a coverage X Factor on him, which I have actually been running. And I just run universal pick arse on him for 1 AP. You could also go deep zone KO mid zone, which is a great stack, whether you want to play him on the outside at safety. Like he can play everywhere in the secondary. And I get he's still 2 AP at this point, but man, that height is just unreal. This is just one of the best cards in the game still. Now, after that, we're going to be talking about a slot corner right here, Chris Harris Jr. So he's 98 speed, 98 acceleration, 5'10". Like the physical stats look great. The man, the zone, everything looks great. The biggest thing for me is this is the next step for defense, and he's the first person to really get this. So X Factor wise really doesn't matter for me. Gets bottleneck, 1 step ahead, universal coverage. Gets secure tackler built in on him though. His abilities, flat zone knockout, mid zone knockout for 0 AP. Perfect slot corner. Can do a great job for prelits. The way this gets better, by the way, is this is the next step on defense. It's getting the double zone KOs, like for instance, deep zone, mid zone, and then a built-on tackle supreme. I'm actually really interested to see the game once we can get tackle supreme on everyone in the secondary, because one of the biggest things right now is the juke animations, the juke box, dumbing out your defenders, and tackle supreme is secure tackler plus unfakeable. So really those animations shouldn't be happening with that. But even with just secure tackler, it's just going to do a great job versus the pretty lit running backs. And I just think he's a perfect slot corner right now. And also he's kind of like the future of defense too, if that makes sense. And now for safety right here, we got to go Brian Dawkins. Brian Dawkins, first off, 98 speed. I know some people were like, oh, why not 99 speed? Well, I mean, it's one speed point, right? Like that's not the biggest deal in the world, especially with a zone coverage meta. He's 6 foot and I am including him over Troy Polamalu. And the reason for that is he doesn't have like the weakness. Now, Troy P isn't like that much shorter. I mean, 6 foot compared to like what, like 5'10", not the biggest deal in the world, but Brian Dawkins, I wouldn't really say 6 foot is that short. Obviously not the tallest in the world, but this card does get that mid zone knockout for 0 AP. He then can go ahead and get pick artist and deep zone knockout for 1 AP, or he could go ahead and get pick artist and flat zone knockout for 0 AP. You could play him in the slot. You could play him as an over the top safety. He is perfect wherever you want to play him. I think he's the best safety in the game for sure. Now, the last card we got of the video is Derrick Brooks. So Derrick Brooks this time, 97 speed, 94 acceleration. You're gonna be like, how does this card make it? Like, he's not that great from a physical stat standpoint. Well, again, kind of like what I was saying earlier, in a zone coverage based Madden, it's not really the most important thing. Has 99 block shed, 80 power moves, 92 finesse moves, meaning he can also be a hybrid player as well for you. He could be like a edge rusher that occasionally drops into his zone, rushes the passer. He can do that, but I think his best role is as a pure coverage linebacker because of his abilities. He does get that lurk artist for 0 AP. He then gets 2 discounted buckets where he can get mid zone knockout, flat zone knockout combo together for 0 AP. So that's a lurk artist, mid zone, flat zone, basically every KO, everything he could ever activate in. Or he could also get the secure tackler as well. You could go mid zone secure tackler, 0 AP, and that is also a great combo as well. So I think no matter how you do it, he gets everything you would want for 0 AP, and I think he's the best coverage linebacker in the game for sure. And yeah, boys, this has been my thought process on the 10 game-changing cards, 10 best cards, 10 must-have cards, however you want to say this. These are my top 10 cards in Madden 24 Ultimate Team. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below in the comments. Let me know what you agree with, what you disagree with, who didn't make the list that should have made the list. With the offensive side of the ball is between like Randy Moss and Stephon Diggs. Like, it was pretty tough because we kind of already included a receiver like Randy Moss with Calvin Johnson, so I went in a different direction, but I think they are the top 3 receivers in the game for sure. But I hope you guys did enjoy the video, man. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Madden content just like this. Now, if you guys do want to go ahead and see me use some of these cards live, I stream every single day, 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern. Watch on the YouTube side of things. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, hit that noti bell as well. You'll be notified every time I upload or go live here. Or if you want to watch on the Twitch, check the links in the description, hit that Twitch with a follow. But if you guys do want another video to watch, check out this one right here because Mutt Draft is back.